This is the 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. Is it the perfect midsize SUV? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. This video is for my friend Sunjib, who requested it, and those of you who want to learn about this model. Now there's some changes to talk about here. The front fascia changed a little bit. We're going to have the hockey stick style lighting. You can see here, everything is still LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. You're also going to have your LED fog lights right down here. I like the design. It's not something that's typical of everything else out there on the road with just a round light or something like that. So I like that design. Also, a fresh front fascia here with the upper grille and the front end. A little bit of a different look there where that is concerned. Now this model is going to be two-wheel drive. That translates into rear-wheel drive. You can go all-wheel drive if you want to. We're going to come around here. We're going to have our 20-inch gloss black wheels. Tell me what you think about this wheel design. It looks nice. It has a sporty look to it. That's going to do a good job. We're going to have the surround here. It is a plastic surround with a matte finish around the fenders. That's going to work its way all the way around the vehicle. And we'll have the Grand Cherokee logo right here. We work our way up. Turn signal indicators built into the side view mirrors. Now they are going to be manually folding. I actually had somebody one time ask, how do you manually fold the side view mirrors? That person has a driver's license and they're driving on the road with you out there. Heated and power folding, or excuse me, power adjustable. And you're also going to have your blind spot monitoring built in. Now let me show you your remote or the key fob. Lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate. You also have your panic button right there. And then this button on the side, if the key fob battery dies or the battery with the vehicle dies and you can't get inside, well, you still can. You've got your mechanical key right there. There's a lock on the driver's side door that will take care of that for you. Rear privacy glass will be here. Panoramic sunroof up top with our roof rails. If you're that person that needs a little bit of extra space for the kayaks or whatever it is that can go up top, you can get the crossbars and take care of that. Exposed rear window wiper does look nice back here. Have our rear roof spoiler up there. The Jeep logo is here. One thing you'll notice is that you don't see the Limited logo that you would normally see here on the rear. That's actually deleted. You can do that if you want to. And we finish things off with the LED tail lights. Now we'll work our way down here with the bumper. Again, that matte finish back here that we talked about earlier. But you'll notice no exposed rear exhaust outlets or tailpipes. Some people like that, some people don't. Tell me what you think about that. Speaking of exhaust, what exactly is being exhausted? There's a big change under the hood to tell you about. Under the hood, unless you go with the base trim level, is going to be the turbocharged 2-liter straight 4. It is a 4-cylinder engine. It does make 324 horsepower and 332 pounds-feet of torque. Will still be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 about 5.5 seconds. Top speed is limited around 125 miles per hour. Now, let's go over here to the window sticker and I'll give you the MPG details. 21 city, 27 highway, 23 combined, and 4.3 gallons of gas for every 100 miles driven. As far as your gas tank details go, you're still going to have the same 23-gallon gas tank with capless fuel fill that's been here for a couple of years now. On a full tank of gas, you should be able to drive about 550 miles in the city. Out on the highway, that number will jump to 690 miles. One of the big advantages here with the Grand Cherokee is towing capacity. If you're looking for some serious towing, it'll tow up to 6,200 pounds. That's quite a bit above most competitors. Now, we've maximized everything out by folding the rear seats flat. Your cargo space will come in at 37.7 cubic feet up to 70.8 cubic feet, which is how we have things done right now. And I want to show you something very important here that you might not know about. This is the button that you use to close the power tailgate. I know for me, I'm always looking for the button right up there because that's usually where it is on the back, but that's the situation here. And we're going to find that we have a little bit of storage space right here. Also, a 12-volt power outlet if you need to take advantage of that. And something that I know will make a lot of people very happy is going to be the presence of a spare tire. Now, this is an 18-inch rim on this one compared to the 20-inch rims that you have right now on all 4 corners. Let's talk about what your second row passengers, backseat passengers, are going to find. We'll start with our door panel right here. The armrest has a little bit of padding built into it. Seems to be pretty comfortable. You're going to find your lock and unlock buttons for the doors and the button for lowering and raising the power window. Also going to have that door pin down there, cup holder up front, a little bit of space behind that, so a decent amount of space as far as that goes. Now here's your panoramic sunroof. I don't have the shade drawn back right now, but obviously it's there. The front portion will open. And here's something I know a lot of you are going to like. There is a lot of recline potential here with these seats. People always ask, can you recline the rear seat backs? Well, obviously you can. And something else that I like here is that the middle seat belt is here and it's permanent. You don't have to reach up to the roof line area right here and pull it down and click it into place and do all that kind of stuff. Just makes things a little bit more convenient. Now, I'm going to hop inside. We're going to have the nice pull right there so you can easily get to the fold down armrest with the cup holders built in. That's a good thing. On the back of both rear seats, we're going to have our rear seat pockets. And then here on the back of the center console, a little bit of storage space, air conditioning vents, and you can see a few different options for connectivity, including the power outlet right there if you want to take advantage of that. And last but most certainly not least, on this particular model, you're going to have the heated seats. These are going to be the outboard seats to keep everybody nice and comfortable back here. The sticker price is $47,985. Don't tell those people who ask about it in the comments section. Believe it or not, those are actually scammers that are doing that. So just ignore them or tell them to take a hike. Let's see what else you get for that price. We're going to have our controls up here for everything such as the sunroof, the power shade, all that stuff is going to be here. You can see what else we have as far as that goes. You can open and close your power tailgate with the button right here. Your SOS, all of that's going to be here. We can also turn our lights on if we need to. And we'll work our way down and take a look across the dash area just to show you a little bit of what's going on here. We're going to have our glove box down there. Nothing out of the ordinary or new, just a typical glove box with a little bit of space within that area. The passenger side door panel going to have a little bit more space, not only with the armrest, but with the door bin. Nothing unusual. Typically the front doors are larger than the rear, so you get to take advantage of that, or should I say wider, maybe. Now, here on the driver's side, we're going to have our seat memory right here. If we want to take advantage of that, you're going to have a couple of different options where that is concerned. And then everything for your power mirrors right here. One touch down, one touch up for your front windows. However, you are going to have to hold those buttons down for the rear windows. And everything to control your headlights here, you can leave that on auto if you want to. You're good to go where that's concerned. The button right there is for your fog lights. To turn that on and off, you can dim and brighten things up here. Power parking brake is here. Underneath the steering wheel, right here, you can see it right there, is the lever to adjust the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. Everything for your cruise control is right over here. And then with these controls, we can actually go through a lot on our driver's display. We can change the look, give you a quick look at how that works depending on what you want to do. We can also scroll through a lot of information. It's going to tell you what you can adjust. You can make quite a few changes depending on what it is you want to do as far as that goes. Just to give you an idea of what's going on here, we'll run through the different options and details so you can see. Now you can see all of the different coolant temperatures and that kind of thing, oil temp, all of that's going to be here so you can see what's going on with that. I know a lot of people like to have that as far as that goes. And there you go. We're back to where we started. We're going to also have shifter paddles on the back of the steering wheel, the front and rear window wiper control right there, the turn signal indicator right here, control your turn signal stalk or lever for those of you that have spent many years struggling to learn how to use your turn signals. I know that's very difficult for us to do because it's just something that doesn't come naturally, at least for some people. You can see some of the trim work around the steering wheel. Yes, I like to be very sarcastic when it comes to turn signals and people not using them. Now up here we're going to find things such as turning our auto stop start on or off depending on what we want to do right there. Your lane keeping assist, traction control will be here, your hazard light buttons, all of the other things you can see here, a couple more buttons. I think you know what's going on there. Now, we're going to come right here and show you that number one, we have our heated steering wheel right there. The heated seats, 3 stages for the driver and the passenger. Both are power adjustable. You will only find a rear view camera in this particular case, but it is here. You've got your trajectory lines. If you need to zoom in, you can do that. We'll come back out of that and we can go home right here and show you what's going on. There's your built-in navigation. If you want to take advantage of that, you can scroll over and see that you can actually add a couple of things here if you want to. You can add right here as well as far as adding a page. And then we've got everything for what we want to listen to right here. We've got comfort. Now the thing that I like about this is not a screen-only adjustment. You can use the physical controls that are going to be under that. We'll look at that in just a minute. But you can adjust quite a few things here depending on what you want to do. Everything for your phone will be there. Here's how we can get to the camera view that I was telling you about earlier. And you can come right here and go to your settings. Now I will show you that when I go into reverse that we also get that rear view camera as far as that goes. There it goes. It zoomed in that time for me. And we'll come back out of that. If you're wondering where all of your icons are, this is where you come. Now you've got your favorites right here, but if you go over here to categories, then you can come and see quite a few different things going on as far as that goes. So you can wirelessly pair your smartphone, you can do all of that good stuff. You can actually come in here and if you just want to see media, if you just want to see comfort, navigation, you can scroll down here and see what else we have. Phone is going to be here, vehicle, system, anything under other. Yep, there's a little bit there as well. Or we can just come back up here to all and you can work your way through and find whatever it is you need to find as far as your different options and features go. And underneath the screen, like I mentioned, here are your controls for the air conditioning. So these are some of the changes that we have here as far as the overall design right here. It still works the same way. You can adjust your temperature, your fan speed, front and rear defoggers, all that kind of stuff is going to be here. It's all here, simple to figure out. And you're going to have the button right here or knob for the radio. If you want to turn that on and off right there, adjust the volume. And then over on the other side is going to be the same thing for what you're listening to. Right underneath here, we're going to find the button to start and stop the engine. Now, you can actually put this lid down right here if you want to and conceal everything away. Or we can leave that open. And you're going to find a few different connectivity options between the USB ports. And then right here, we're going to have a 12-volt power outlet if you want to take advantage of that. And then back here, something that hasn't changed, you're still going to have that rotary dial style shifter as far as how you operate your transmission going into reverse, neutral, drive, or we go all the way to park right there. We'll have our cup holders behind that. I do like that you don't have a bunch of piano black here, so that's not going to be an issue with fingerprinting up. The center console lid will double as an armrest. I like that. Plenty of space there. And then we have two different places for storing things here. First of all, here's the small section. We're going to come back down and use the other release to open the much larger area, pretty deep. And here is a quick sampling for you of the audio. There's 9 speakers plus a subwoofer here in the interior. We don't want to go too long on that, but just to give you an idea, it does sound extremely good here in person. I hope my microphone does it justice. All right, here we go on the test drive. Now, this will be my first test drive in the 26 Grand Cherokee with this 2-liter 4-cylinder engine. And if you missed it earlier in the video, I talked about the fact that the only way you can get the 6-cylinder in the 2026 model is you have to go with the base trim level. So at least you know there's an option for that if you want it. The acceleration does seem to be good. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I noticed a lot of people don't like to have a 4-cylinder engine, would rather have the 6, but unfortunately a lot of automakers seem to be going that direction. It's a shame they are, in my opinion, because I know a lot of people are not interested in these 4-cylinder engines. But some of you might say, you know what, Tom, that's no problem. I'm good with that. Overall, seem to have a very comfortable ride quality here in the front seat. The seats are nice and comfortable. A lot of adjustability built here into the driver's seat and the steering wheel, so the driver can set things up just as they want to, no matter their height. That should not be a problem. One thing I did forget to mention to you earlier in the video is right here on the visor for the driver, are 3 buttons. That's going to be the buttons for your home link. You can program your garage doors if you need to do that, up to 3 of those. And for me, the brake pedal is a little bit on the soft side, but as I mentioned a lot of the times in my videos, that has a lot to do with what I'm used to. I drive a GMC 2500 and obviously heavier, so the brakes are going to operate differently, but that's just the way it is. So make sure you test drive these vehicles for yourself, because you might say, oh, the brakes are fine for me, Tom, no problem at all. And as I got on the pedal a little bit there, it definitely had no trouble getting up and going. I didn't floor it or anything like that, so I know there's a lot left here if needed. But with the 0 to 60 being about 5.5 seconds, I don't think anybody is going to have any trouble. There's plenty of room here in the first and second seating areas. That's not going to be a problem. And a lot of head space, that's always good. The technology is easy to learn and use. You do have the new 12.3-inch touchscreen here, but ultimately it operates the same as the previous, I think it was 10.1-inch screen. And you can have a good opportunity from the vantage point where the camera is right now to see the changes across the dash area as far as the minimal, I would say, redesign. It's a refresh more than anything else. Obviously not a full redesign of the whole vehicle, but I think that Jeep has done a pretty good job here. Tell me what you think. And there it is, the 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. Is it the perfect mid-size SUV? Keep in mind, this model is not fully loaded out. There's a lot of options and features that it could have that it doesn't. Price would obviously go up, but obviously there's some things you can have here if you want them, depending on what you want to do. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends at Hebert's Town & Country for loaning us this Grand Cherokee for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That helps us and it's greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and we'll see you there.